I started to arch up, my back started to lift, and I realized, wait a minute, I'm not doing that, but my body was doing that. And John, in your words, why don't you share how you describe that myofascial unwinding experience?
Okay, so she's asking me to put the impossible into words.
I know. As best as you can. If anybody can.
I'll do the best I can, yeah. And unwinding and all forms of myofascial release have to do with consciousness. All research basically asked itself a question: does consciousness matter? So traditional research decided not to, because it was separate from the body, which is not. But we were taught Descartes, the father of modern medicine, separated the mind from the body hundreds and hundreds of years ago. See, what scientists don't look at is the meta paradigm, which is, if consciousness doesn't matter, then all the theories that emanate from that are built upon that, as if it was a reality. I have great respect for researchers that build computers, bridges, architecture, on and on and on, objects. But we're not an object. We're not a bunch of widgets to be stacked up and quantified. We have a consciousness, we cannot deny it. And unfortunately, by ignoring the consciousness, this is why most healthcare has been of temporary nature at best. So unwinding has to do with your consciousness. So how is that elicited? It's elicited in an environment of trust of yourself and your therapist, and guidance from your therapist. And eventually you can do a lot of it on your own. I go back to when I used to treat myself on my living room floor. So what I didn't tell you was, there was one night my back was really hurting bad, and I was laying on my back. I was laying on my belly, and I put my hand back on my sacrum, which is the lower bone in your back. That's where my surgery had been. And I started to move spontaneously, and the pain was building, and it felt almost electric. And I was getting scared I might injure myself. I was about to take my hand off when I heard my intuition say to me, wait until it releases. Now, I had great trust in my intuition, as most of us did when we were very young. But again, school kind of beat out our intuition. But I listened to my intuition, and all of a sudden, I heard myself scream. And this lightning bolt of pain went through my body. And then I realized I wasn't in my body. I was up on the ceiling, looking down on my body, arched, screaming. And then I collapsed on the floor, and I was stunned, totally confused. And something shifted in me, in all parts of me, that moment. And what I realized was my body had gone back into the position of where I'd fallen with 300 pounds. So we'll get into the positions in space, which is most in healthcare where trauma occurs. The subconscious has these positions in space indelibly imprinted in our mind-body complex. And it holds some memories of all that. So from that moment on, I felt so different. It's hard to even put into words. And from that moment on, my patients started to unwind spontaneously without me saying a damn word to them, And the results took off like wildfire, and they loved it. They begged for it. So unwinding is taking one's brakes off and allowing channel 3, which is your subconscious, to express itself in motion. Turns out it's always trying to help you, but we've been so heavily programmed to be in channel 5, it's like our brakes, and it holds us down, keeps us rigid.